Hello, this is Mr. Yun, and today we are going to be learning about how to draw a linear relation using a function table. Um, Before we get to the main part of the lesson, I'm going to review the main idea from the last lesson. So in the previous video that I said, if you're given a question that asks you, what is 2x plus 7 when x is equal to 3? All you had to do was simply replace x with the given value. So in this case, it's 3. And then just do order of operations, BEDMAS, to find the answer. So I replaced x with the 3, which was on our given value. So I do 2 times 3, which is 6, and we keep the plus 7, so we write 6 plus 7, and 6 plus 7 is 13. So I know that 13 was the answer that we were looking for. So in this unit, we are simply going to replace the question mark here with a variable y, and we're going to try to find different values of y for different values of x. So instead of just trying to find y for just one x, we're going to try to find y for many x's. So to do that, we're going to create a table. So on the left side, I'm going to write x, and on the right side, we're going to write y. And on the left side, you can choose any value that you would like. Or if the questions give you the value, for example, if the question had values like -3, -2, let's start with -2. -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Then all you have to do is follow our equation here, plug in the values of x to find the values of y. So the first value that we're given is x is -2. So to find the corresponding y value, we're going to replace 2 with a -2. So we write 2 times -2 plus 7, and I know that 2 times -2 is -4, and plus 7 is going to equal +3. So for y, I write 3. So when x is equal to -2, I know my y is equal to 3. And then we do the same process for the rest of the numbers. So when we have x is equal to -1, I just replaced this x with a -1. So 2 times -1 plus 7, and that is going to equal -2 plus 7, which is equal to +5. So when x is equal to -1, y is equal to 5. Let's try one more. So over here, I have x is equal to 0. And we have to find what y is equal to when x is equal to 0. So I have to replace x with a 0. Then I have 2 times 0 plus 7. So 2 times 0, any number times 0 is equal to 0. So that will be 0. And then I will plus 7. And then 0 plus 7 is equal to 7. And then if you do the same calculation for 1 and 2, you will find that y is equal to 9 when x is equal to 1, and then 11 when x is equal to 2. So now we have found that for our equation 2x plus 7 is equal to y, we have found the corresponding y values for all the x values here. So when x is equal to -2, y is equal to 3. When x is equal to -1, y is equal to 5, and so on and so on. So the next thing that I'm going to try to do is using this, I'm going to translate this table onto the coordinate grid. So over here, I have x is equal to -2 and y is equal to 3. So keep in mind that this horizontal axis over here is the x-axis, and this over here is the y-axis. So I know that when x is equal to -2, that y is equal to 3. So I'm going to draw a dot there. And our next point says that when x is equal to -1, y is equal to 5. So my next point is going to be where -1 and 5 meets. And then if I follow this pattern, I'm going to have x is 0, and then y is equal to 7. So my next point will be here. And then when x is equal to 1, it will be 9. And then when it's equal to 2, it will be 11. So, and then 11. Then what I have to do now is, then I'm going to draw a line going through all the points. And then draw an arrow at both ends. That's it for today's lesson. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.